I guess now it's time for my final verdict on Final Cut Pro 10. And I must say, I am very, very disappointed. Um, the interface is really nice, but the problem is that it should have been called Final Cut Express, not Final Cut Pro. There are so many features that are professional in this application that could have been so useful in an actual professional program that were just slapped onto an iMovie interface and big changes were made. And it's I wouldn't say it's worth $300, but I wouldn't say it's not worth a try. And I stand by that. The one of the main issues, there are actually a lot of very unsettling issues. The fact that you can't set the capture scratch is a very big deal. Well, the event library system kind of works. It kind of doesn't work, and it's primarily because you can set it to a hard drive, but it's by default it sets it to the home drive, and everybody knows who's an editor that that's a very bad idea. Another thing is that the effects and the transitions and the titles, even the titles are exactly the same as iMovie. Everything is, as far as those things go, it's all iMovie, and I can see why a lot of people are calling it iMovie Pro, but it's it's still, what can you say? There are really cool features like audio enhancement. With this Audio Technica shotgun mic, I can actually take this that is now recording to a left channel, and it has a dialogue setting on this, and it can actually mix it so that it's on both channels, which is really cool. Final Cut Pro 7 doesn't automatically do that, and that's practically a godsend. And if they only put that in an actual professional application, I would be happy. The background rendering is also kind of cool. It doesn't slow down anything, but it really heats up my computer. And I have about 12 gigs of RAM on this thing, and it's a lot of hard work. As far as the color correction goes and those color settings, it's really, really bad. It's very plain, and it's very, you know, they just give it to you and you have to work with it. You can't adjust it like you would if it were a magic bullet, which is unfortunate. And oh, where do I begin? The audio syncing, the automatic audio syncing sucks big time, especially when using something as simple as a Zoom H1 with a shotgun mic setup like I did, and not recording at exactly the same time. I actually rolled the footage. Things get a little messy, and they showed up 2 minutes after I clicked the button. So I tried several times, and I ended up getting like a dozen copies of the same clip synced up to the same piece of audio. And even then, half of those didn't even work. So I was like, what the fuck? And then, the most annoying thing of all, I was editing a test video, and I had it just about done. I was doing a really good job, and I had an update. Uh, I had the update of getting the sound effects and the audio crap or whatever they were providing for that whole thing. And it turned out that as soon as I updated and I closed my project was completely unattainable. My entire timeline was gone. And that in itself is very, very annoying. And while it's nice that it autosaves, it didn't autosave and save my fucking file, which is absolutely a pain in the ass. And I don't know why Apple has done this. It's really disappointing that this had to happen in such a way that they would consumerize a professional application. So Apple, shame on you for calling it Final Cut Pro 10. You should have called it Final Cut Express 5. At least that would have been a little bit more redeemable than calling it a professional app and throwing a bunch of consumer visual effects and a little bit of professional settings. Other than that, the organization on it is really sloppy, and there's just no point to it. And I lost files, and the only way I was able to obtain them is as if I would to had media offline, I had to literally find them and throw them back into the program, which is a little bit more convenient, but there was no way for Final Cut to do it automatically, which is dumb, and they got rid of that completely. Um, as far as anything else goes, I mean, the benefits is that there's no transcoding for files that I could not even get into MPEG Streamclip of all programs, and I could easily just throw it in Final Cut 10 and it would be fine. So that's one of the few benefits out of this program. As an editor, it's I don't know I can't say anything more than what I've already said. It's not a good professional program as what I hoped. Apple, you have disappointed me big time. And I hope that future updates will turn it into a more professional application, because the magnetic timeline is as good as they talked about, and everything about the new program was you know basically fed to us the wrong way. So shame on you, Apple. Shame on you.